The Dow is really starting to play tight against the long-term trend line, which began in March of 2020. And each bounce is traveling closer and staying closer to that support line as time has gone on. We've gotten to the point now where we're having a pretty short bounce before it starts moving back towards this support. It's almost like it's fighting really hard to stay in front of that support, but it's not necessarily going to be able to keep up with this trajectory. It's just too steep of a broad trend for it to continue indefinitely. It's going to have to correct, and I think we're seeing the beginnings of that correction now. We've stayed for the last almost 2.5 weeks, which is since the last bounce, within 2 to 3% of this support. If you look at these previous bounces, there were a lot more than 2 to 3% from each bounce. That is a sign that this market is really getting tired. The fact that the Dow is already up 14% and we're only barely halfway through the year, that's a very sharp trajectory that's going to be hard to maintain. Another indicator that we can look at is the volume, and the volume is quite lower than average the last week or so. And we had a more than average volume day on Thursday. Where it goes from here, we'll have to wait and see for sure. But until then, I'm sitting on the sidelines. Now, taking a look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq is similar to the Dow in the sense that each of these bounces is getting a little more frequent and a little bit less gain. And you can see with the volume, this price action has a little bit more meaning, but also the price of the Nasdaq has been a bit more volatile than the Dow. And right now, the Nasdaq sits right in the middle of the range between its most recent all-time high and the last bounce. Each one of these bounces is producing a pretty decent return. So for me, it's worth the wait to see if it's going to bounce. The S&P 500 continues to do its own thing. We still have this troublesome and worrisome megaphone pattern. And although we have actually briefly crossed into all-time high territory by 11 cents, the volume is still low. As these prices have been going up, the volume has been going down fairly steadily. It still appears to me that this upward momentum is losing steam. Now, it is very possible that as we continue to build these prices out, that a new pattern will form. And it's possible the megaphone pattern will never come home to roost. Right now, I don't feel confident. Right now, it just feels like the market is on edge in terms of where it's headed. If you have any questions about the three indices, other stocks, and or technical analysis, please put them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to answer them. If there are any stocks you would like for me to analyze, put those in the comment section and I'll do a video on them. Please subscribe to get all of our latest videos and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.